Okay, this tutorial will be for section 1.7, solving word problems in systems of linear variables. And we'll specifically be looking mainly at two variables here. And what we'll do first of all is this tutorial is going to be about 4 problems long and 4 different kinds of problems. So it's going to be quite long. So the first thing you got to do is read and analyze the problem. And that means by analyzing it, finding out what you need to know or what you're trying to answer and what you already have in the problem. Then you'll be defining variables, probably 2 variables in most cases, setting up a system of equations for those 2 variables, using a diagram to help where possible, and then you'll solve those. And of course, with any word problem, you'll check your results and answer the problem with a sentence. So that's the basic format that you use. So the first word problem that I'm going to start with is just a basic problem that uses relationship between 2 different numbers. So I'm going to just check the field of view, make sure that's centered. And what we'll do here is, my first problem will be 2 numbers differ by 25. That's our first sentence there. And it asks, or it says after that, if 3 times the smaller number exceeds the larger number by 3, find the numbers. Okay, so in this example, we have to define our 2 variables, and they refer to the numbers as smaller number and larger number, so that's what we'll do. So let's say S is equal to the smaller number, while L is equal to the larger number. So we have to set up 2 equations here to solve this problem. So first thing we want to do is use the first sentence. 2 numbers differ by 25. So 2 numbers differ by 25. Differ means subtract. So larger number subtract the smaller number is going to differ by 25. So there's one equation. The next equation says 3 times the smaller number exceeds the larger number by 3. So 3 times the smaller number is 3 times as big as the larger, or 3 more than the larger number is. So that means that take 3 times the smaller number, and it also says here 3 times the smaller number exceeds the larger number by 3. Okay, so if we were going to solve that, if we want to make it equal to the larger number, we'd have to subtract 3 from it to make it equal to the larger number, because it exceeds the larger number by 3. So 3 times this exceeds the larger number by 3. So if we take 3 away from it, then we should be able to easily calculate what the larger number would be. So there's our 2 equations. That's the tricky part. You have to be careful with the language to make sure that you have the correct signs when you're working through your work. So what we're going to do here is we're going to solve this. Now L is given to us in one of the equations, so we can use the substitution method. So 3s minus 3 minus s. I'm just subbing b into a. Okay, that's all I'm doing, and that's going to equal 25. So 2s subtract 3 equals 25. Add 3 to both sides, and 2s is equal to 28. Or in this case, s is equal to 14. So that's our smaller number. Our larger number then, L is going to equal 3 times, we're just using equation B here, 14 minus 3 to give us our answer. So this would be L is equal to 3 times 14 is 42 minus 3. So this L is going to equal 39. So our two numbers should be 39 and 14, but we'll need to check by using the other equation. L minus S is equal to 25. So 39 minus 14 is equal to 25. 25 is equal to 25, so we can say that our two numbers are 39 and 14. And that would be a solved problem. So there's our first example. I'm going to move on to the second example. That's a similar type problem, but it's going to have a relationship between individuals. This one's going to be one of those ones where you have a few more pieces of information to manipulate and work with. So let me just center that.